Hello and welcome to another episode of Cocoa in the Sun podcast. I am your host, Malika Critchlow, feeling very blessed and grateful to be here today. So today we're going to continue with the Magdalene Manuscript. I think we are talking about strengthening the car today. Yeah. So that's it. I would say I was going to talk about yesterday. So yesterday, um, I think it was the solstice yesterday. I think today is the full moon, but the solstice. So yesterday, man, let me tell you, last night it was it wasn't easy. Okay. It wasn't easy. I was up for a very long time dealing with my frustration with the process and why what I wanted wasn't showing up when I wanted to. A lot of frustration. I was like really, really frustrated with the process, and I was like, "Yo, I just don't know." Anyway, so woke up this morning, still somewhat um disillusioned with the process. Not as much as I was last night, but somewhat disillusioned. Went for a walk with the dog and my daughter. Came home, what have you. But after I had a shower, I felt like it lifted. And at this point, I feel like I have a lot of compassion for where I am in the process. I have a lot of compassion for myself because I am grateful for the fact that I decided to go on this journey. I'm sticking with the journey, learning what I can from it. Um, I'm feeling it, all the different stages and phases that I have, and that's based on my own makeup and my own resistance. I'm still trying, still hanging in there. Um, so I do still, the thing is, I feel supported, right? This is the weird thing. I feel supported. I feel like literally everything I asked about, except probably the resources that I want to do the things I want to do. They are my guides or my eternal self, my angels, whatever you want to call it, are pretty much feel like I get answers. Um, I just don't know how they want me to play these things out, right? And what I realized, what I feel like after the shower today, when I'm more compassionate for myself and my journey, because it's not been an off, it's been quite interesting and fun and joyful, but it has had its moments and um can be scary sometimes in terms of you don't know what's coming next. And so that's where the faith is. Knowing that what's coming next is best for you is for the highest good, surrendering to the highest outcome and trusting that, right? And so that's not always easy to do. And I am really proud of how much I stay in a good frame of mind and faith. But yeah, I have times of complete disillusionment with the whole process. And I'm really happy with the fact that I keep going. I keep trying to find out where I need to know. I need to know where it ends and how it, not where it ends, but what's the next phase I'm entering. Um, yeah, so I do feel supported in that, if I ask a question, something they do let me know. Okay, so I told you guys I had a dream the night before, and I was like, oh my God, the dream was so disconcerting. Like, I wanted to forget it, I couldn't forget it. I'm forgetting a lot more today, but And I was like, so last night I did ask before I went to say, what is the purpose? I said, like, I do my mirror talks. Like, I did not like that dream. I feel like there could have been another way to display whatever message you were trying to share with me. Um, yeah, I didn't enjoy, I didn't enjoy it. I don't understand what was the purpose of it. And so this morning, when I was waking up, the song in my head, this is not a song I've heard in I don't know how long. Is It Wasn't Me by Shaggy. It wasn't me. And that's the only thing I was playing was the chorus that in my mind, like I was hearing in my mind was it wasn't me, the chorus. I was like, oh, so you guys didn't give me the dream. Okay. So the dream was just a product of my mind, just I guess flushing stuff out. Oh, I was wondering if me, because the dog, I feel like it could be something with that dog, right? Some form of telepathic information that the dog sends during dreams. I know that sounds weird, but I feel like when the dog has something to really say to me, like frustrated, I'll get like something in my dream. I don't know if it's the angels transferring messages from him or not. Obviously, it's not because they said the song it wasn't me. Um, so it may have been that my mind just flushed something out, or the dog was trying to let me know something. I don't know what it was. It was a really strange dream. Or maybe I could see his dreams. I have no idea. Um, but I've had communications from the dog before in dreams, like the time I burped in a dream and I tasted the dog food, and he was trying to tell me like he's tired of me with the processed dog food. Like he wants me to cook for him, which I do now. I normally do, but that week I hadn't. I think he was frustrated. And then some other time it was another dream. And basically in the dream, the dog was telling me that he want longer walks. And all I have to do is just dress appropriately so he can go for longer walks. So sometimes I have home clothes on. I don't want to go very far from the house because I don't think the clothes is appropriate, right? In the dream, he was saying, all you have to do is think about it, dress more appropriately so I can get a longer walk. Okay. Um, so I don't know. So that was like a few times before, but that was pretty clear. This dream was all over the place. I have no idea what it meant. And I still don't know. But it's good to know that the angels or my guides didn't send it. Um, could have been just my mind just clearing stuff. I have no idea. Um, yeah. So, but they also give me like the other songs, right? The other day they gave me I Believe in Miracles. So, that part was playing I Believe in Miracles. They have the other part, Where You From? You Sexy Thing. But they didn't play that part. The only part that was playing over and over in my mind as I was getting up was I Believe in Miracles. So I think like that's what they're trying to reiterate. They use songs a lot. Well, not a lot, but with me. And it works because I understand what the message is. Or words. A few weeks ago, they said, or last week, the thought in my head was, you bloom like the summer. You are blooming. I was like, oh, that's nice. I like that. I don't think like that. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's what's going on. I feel much better about actually clearing all that stuff last night. I think it had to happen for me to like get honest about how I was feeling about it and actually look at my feelings in regard to how long the process is taking. But I still believe in the process and I still believe the outcome will be good and better than what I expected. Um, and stuff like that. I also like I have these angel cards that I do. There's a Rumi one, and I pulled one just to see what one card said. It was the whirling goddess was the card I got, and basically it was saying that I have to trust the process and trust life, even if it looks like it's taking me away from my dream. It probably is taking me closer. I can't see how it's like playing out. I just have to show up and do what I'm supposed to do in the moment as I'm guided. So that's what I'm doing. But I think like this whole process is, I was thinking about it today and I'm so grateful for the process and all that has occurred. I think this seems like it's taking a long time, and I cannot see the logic in it. Why? Because I feel like I'm showing that I have faith and I'm holding on to the thought that it's going to be good. But I think this also helps me to um refine my relationship with my intuition, my internal guidance, and my divine will, and my connection with my angels and my guides and my divine self, right? I find like really now I'm less, I guess less about what's the right action. I really wait for a clear understanding of what the next move is. And if I'm unsure of the move, like if they show me something and I'm like, is that really what y'all want me to do? I will ask and they will confirm if it is or it's not. So I think even this taking long or waiting for the sign for the next move is building my relationship with them and my clarity with understanding what's next for me. As frustrating as the process has been, there's really less guessing. So like, okay, if I say a synchronicity of something, um, I might know, okay, yeah, they're not saying to do that, but they're letting me know that this is the phase I'm in, right? But like if they really want me to do something, I have a dream that clearly shows me what I'm supposed to do. So it's really hard to explain. It's really hard to explain, but I think it's building that relationship and that communication in a clearer way. Also, they are stripping away what I think I am completely, whether it's my profession, my intelligence, my physicality, who I think I am, my personality, things that I think other people are. They're stripping everything away, everything away. And letting me know, I think they're stripping me down to nothing and showing me that I have value, even if I am not what I want to be to fit into society. I think they're taking all those things away so that I really have like a ground up love for myself. Not only me, but for others, seeing who still loves me as I am without the things I had before. So, and I think it is been for a prolonged period of time so that I don't, because I've been like, okay, well, we'll get better soon and I'll back to normal. I think, no, they want me to be like, okay, no, you're okay as this, whether it never gets better or not. Like, you're worthy and you're worthy of love as this without having this certain job or these certain things or this group of friends or these type of connections or this networking. None of it means anything. You're worthy of love regardless. And they're allowing for this time to be until I think I get it. I think before it moves off so that I don't hold value in other people's definitions of me and my own definition of me to be accepted by others. Then again, no, yeah, you gotta love yourself here with nothing. You got nothing, nothing, girl. And he's still worthy of love. Oh, you think you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I'll soon have it. So yeah, I'll be good soon. Nah, you're good now. Until you get that you're good now as you are. Nothing's coming soon. So that's what I understood today. Um, yeah, but I'm being replaced with new aspects and understandings of myself, right? My love, my expansion of my love, my self-confidence, the gentleness, the knowing, right? The knowing, the improved communication with my intuition and my divine aspects. trusting that, right? So all that is changing my definition of myself and how I see myself. Um, my kindness, my understanding, my forgiveness, my acceptance, all these things are new things that are coming in um to be integral aspects of who I am. So yeah, they're taking away the unnecessary or the things that I had put value in that really hold no value, and they're putting back in things that hold value and are really what matters. And so that I can, when it's time, um, be that to others just by being myself. So that's kind of cool. I think all of that has to do with the isolation that comes with. I'm like, oh my God, like I really could be by myself. I enjoy my mind and my thoughts a lot. But this has been an extended period of time, okay? And I feel like, but I understood that even that was necessary. One, so that the doubts of others don't come in and interfere with my creation abilities refining, right? So I already have my own doubts to then bring in the doubts of others to sway it or lengthen and cause more resistance. I think that's one reason why. Um, Also, I feel like, yeah, it's proving that you have to know your worth and who you are and love yourself in this space, not dependent on others. Um, in order to truly step into your self-love. I still have like a few people I talk to, but of course it's not an everyday thing. And it's light. It's really light. Um, and that's good. They don't keep me too isolated to the point where I feel, oh my God, there's nobody to really talk to. Give me just enough and the right people to talk to that don't, these people don't push their agenda onto me and stuff like that. I'm also learning how to talk about the things I'm experiencing or what not to talk about. So yeah, so all of that. Anyway, so yesterday I told you I was doing the thing with Scotland, that Zoom call for I think the new timeline that they were building. And let me just tell you, I think I was supposed to do it because I saw it, right? It was synchronistic. Like it was clear that I was supposed to do it. I was excited. I wanted to do it. I think like my aspect of thoughts and my love and my energy was to contribute to this new timeline that was going out there. And it was a large group of people. It was like 428 people, I think was the group. It was a large group. So I think, yeah, like all those vibes and those good intentions going out for the new earth, a new timeline for the new earth of love. All right, so I think but I was like, so the lady that does it, um, she channels Archangel Raphael, who I like, and I had a Akashic record once that showed me he was one of my guides. So that's why I felt connected to it too. But I think everybody's journey or how they enjoy the journey is specific to them. So the lady that does it, I love her. She's pure, like pure intention. I think she enjoys really expanded and imaginative experiences. And so when she channels, it's really expanded. Like, we were going through wormholes and they were like light beings, and then the light beings were giant light beings that turned into two light beings and then multiplied to 12 light beings surrounding us. And like all of this she's trying to imagine or think of, and you're going through this and you're doing this, and it's really, really imaginative. But for me, I could not, I was like, I like simple things, simply I don't know what's better. I really like simple things. And a lot of my understandings or knowings that I get from my guides and my angels and my divine self, put it in a way that I understand a simple way, right? A lot of it has to do with love and how love is important, following your heart's choice. Those two things. Loving yourself and following your heart's choice. Following your heart's choice is a form of loving yourself, and they so coincide. If it comes down to that's the path that I'm on. I think people have different paths that they enjoy. So they have the intellects that like all the different dimensions and beings and what each being and level and hierarchy is for. And so that would be a route, yeah, that they would enjoy. That is a more expanded route. Um, and it may not be one that I, because I'd be like, oh my God, that's just too much. Like, it's too confusing. Like, you know what I'm saying? But there are people that enjoy those things or think things need to be complicated and all of that. And they would be bored with something that's overly simplified. Whereas I love things that are simplified, right? So I really like Jesus because he speaks in parables, stories, and metaphors, and he gets the message across and anchors it, right? So Mary Magdalene, Virgin Mary, like all of these, they all whenever they come in the dreams or even just I don't know who it is, I got an understanding of something. Like yesterday, the understanding I got was I do not like the word service. I don't like this one. I don't want to be in service to anyone. I don't want anybody to be in service to me. But what I do like is harmonious relationship. So I want to be in harmonious relationship with all beings and all things. That's what I want. And so it's similar to service, but I just don't like the word service. I like harmonious relationship. Every time I hear service, I cringe. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, so I said that to say yeah, they clarify things for me in a way that I like and I understand in a really simple way. And so this lady, I think she enjoys wondrous things. I think she enjoys uh really like expanded, deeply explained and detailed and wondrous travel trips into the galaxies and the cosmos and floating and all of these things. Which I do enjoy too, but I think I enjoy them in smaller pieces. This was like an hour long thing. And the whole time I was like, yo, like I cannot relax into it because what she's asked me to imagine, I have to use my mind so much to picture it that I can't um relax into it. But I do think that I did have to be there in order to put whatever loving intention into the new earth that I was supposed to. So I think I was supposed to be there, but also it clarified to me how I enjoy things and how different people enjoy things differently, you know? Yeah, I don't know. And then I was saying, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, so the simplification of things is way like that's the way I enjoy things. I do enjoy the pace and the way things are coming and the understandings that are coming when they come and the dreams and the thoughts that just make sense. I don't know where it came from. The guides and angels that come that show themselves to me. Oh, so yeah. So I was really frustrated last night, like I was telling you guys and stuff like that. And just now I was looking at YouTube and this thing came over about Archangel Haniel, Haniel. I have never heard of Archangel Haniel in my life, but she is a feminine archangel. And I Googled it and she works with prosperity and she works with, let me see if I can find it. It says, Archangel Haniel brings harmony and balance, which lifts our spirit and makes us feel joy again when we feel down. She opens our eyes to beauty, love, happiness, and pleasure. When we're looking for fulfillment, she can bring out our hidden talents and true passion. Um, I'm trying to see what was the thing it said. I can't find it now. She increases intuition and imagination. I think I was asking what colors are for her. Oh, she's the archangel of intuition too. She's associated with turquoise. She works with both green and white angel light rays, which represent healing and prosperity, green, and holiness, white. Haniel's turquoise light signifies clear perception. So I think it was weird that after I had literal come to Jesus time last night, I see this new YouTube video about Archangel Haniel that has not been in my periphery. I have never heard of Archangel Haniel. And this comes in today. And what made me click on the video, because I have dreams about zebras all the time. I really love zebras. Is the video for it was a picture of a video with lavender and roses all over with the giraffe, with the zebra. And I was like, it's such a picture. So I clicked it. Well, it was an Archangel Haniel and stuff like that. For the past few weeks, at least the past 6 weeks, I have been more than 6 weeks, I would say. In the evening times when I'm looking at my sunset, I have my diffuser with lavender oil, and the lady was saying lavender is one of her signs. Working with lavender, working with roses. I love roses. And something else she said, and I said, oh yeah, I think she's been around for a while. I just didn't know who or what it was. Um, Supporting and helping. Maybe she is my angel, because I always ask my angel to help me when I'm feeling overwhelmed or anxious and stuff like that. So maybe she's one of my angels. I think so. I don't know. It's just weird that the video came up. I never heard of her before, but a lot of what she was saying, it was what I needed right now, what I've been needing. Um, the lavender I've been using for a while. So I don't know if you guys ever heard of Archangel Haniel, but I thought it was kind of cool. Anyway, so that's all my little insights for today. Today is the full moon, so I'm glad that I'm starting to clear, I hope, even further some of that frustration with the process, understanding why it's taken so long, and working with it. So now we're going to read about strengthening the car. So let us return to the car, for it holds such a prominent place in Egyptian alchemy. Unlike the cat, dense physical body, the car can seemingly walk through walls, float in air, and cover vast distances in a moment. In Yogic literature, there are many reliable accounts of saints and mystics bilocating, being in two places at once. One explanation often given for this phenomenon has to do with the car body. When the car is sufficiently charged, it can have a kind of density that can be seen by others because the car is an etheric double of the person. It looks exactly like him or her. In the manuscript, Magdalene talks about Yeshua appearing to her after the crucifixion before his ascent into heaven, spirit. This was from the perspective of Egyptian alchemy, a form of his car, highly charged as a result of the alchemical practices they had engaged in. According to the manuscript, Magdalene had been assisting Yeshua in one of the primary tasks of Egyptian alchemy, to charge his car body with an increase of energy. Anyone wishing to experience the fruits of Egyptian alchemical system must engage in power building practices of the car. There are many methods used to accomplish this. but it is not in the scope of this chapter to discuss them. A couple of methods are discussed by Magdalene in the manuscript itself, and I would refer the reader to them. Note, the method of drawing in solar energy I described in the first chapter is an example of a very simple energy building practice. By whatever methods used, as the car accumulates more energy, its magnetics become stronger. The use of these magnetic fields in the elevation of consciousness was one of the great discoveries of Egyptian alchemy. By whatever methods used, as the car accumulates more energy, its magnetics become stronger. Oh, I read this before. While strengthening the car is a fundamental focus in the system of alchemy, it is only the first task. The second task is to successfully shift identification from the cat, the dense physical body, into the car, shifting, if you will, identification from the Newtonian world into the quantum. In identifying with the car, the practitioner does not disregard the physical body, but in the practices of alchemical meditation, one's identity is shifted from the physical to the luminous body. This shifting of attention and growing awareness of the car as an autonomous body usually takes place within a spiritual context. This is crucial, since without a mental understanding regarding the car, it is unlikely that one would be able to utilize its extraordinary abilities. The shifting of identification. When I teach the shifting of identification in workshops, I use many different methods, some of them involving movement and some of them involving inner attention. After an unusually long training session at one Egyptian alchemical retreat a few years ago, someone shared his startling experience. He had just finished the last inner practice and had opened his eyes. He felt someone beside him, though no one had been there when he started. He turned to his right to see himself looking back at himself, smiling. He literally jumped out of his seat. The exercises in the workshop had managed to energize his car to such an extent that he could see his own subtle form with open eyes. But sometimes a person can possess a strong car body even if he or she has not practiced alchemy. A modern experience with the car. I had an unusual experience with a client's car several years ago. At the time, I was a practicing psychotherapist and was referred a man in his late 20s suffering from depression. In the course of our therapy together, it had become clear he had suffered extreme physical and sexual abuse as a child. I always had a strange impression whenever we met. Although he was deeply depressed, he seemed to emanate a very intense energy, as if somewhere behind those electric blue eyes, there was an inferno of unbelievable power. Now, I always make it a policy with potential suicide risks to enter into a contract. They must agree to contact me physically or at least by phone if they plan to take their own lives. And I agree not to talk them out of it, but to make sure that this is what they really want to do. In the course of trying to get me and actually speak, they usually come to their senses and the crisis is averted. In the case of this man, I had to leave town for a professional seminar about 6 weeks into our work together. I gave him the phone number in Washington, D.C., where I would be staying. Now, here is where it gets weird. The seminar had just moved into the section on death and dying when an attendant handed the speaker a piece of paper. She asked if Tom Kenyon was present. I raised my hand and was given a piece of paper with a name and a phone number. It simply identified the person as the sister of my client. I went to the nearest payphone and called the number. She answered and informed me that her brother, my client, had committed suicide. I was extremely grieved and pissed. He had violated our contract agreement, which had been put in place to be a safety net. Had he contacted me, I could have gotten him to see that he really did not want to take his own life, but he had taken the coward's way out. He killed himself while I was out of town. I steamed about this for several days. Then one night I had a strange dream in which he came to me and asked for my forgiveness. In the dream, I forgave him and he went on his way. Now it gets very, very strange. My office happened to be next to my house, and I usually saw clients in the afternoons and evenings, never in the morning. That day, after the strange dream, I was in town and was approached by an acquaintance. He said that he was thinking about seeing me. I asked him why, since he didn't seem to be the type interested in personal growth. He told me that he had driven by my office house at about 5 a.m. that morning and had seen a very sad-looking person going inside. Mind you, I wasn't even awake at 5 a.m., much less seeing anyone. He said he came back around the house about a half hour later and saw the same person coming out with a smile on his face and skipping down the block. I asked him to describe the mystery person, and his description matched my client perfectly. I was stunned. I had not yet stumbled upon Egyptian alchemy and its ideas regarding the car body, and so I had no way of explaining this to myself for several years. Effects of strengthening the car. As the car body becomes stronger due to energy building practices, the powers of mind and will also become stronger. Thus, the practitioner can draw to himself or herself objects of desire much more quickly. The ability to accomplish this feat of magnetizing desires occurs as an interface between the actual strength of the car and one's degree of spiritual understanding regarding possibilities. If one possesses a strong car without a spiritual understanding of its significance, then the car cannot be fully utilized. Conversely, if someone has a high degree of understanding but has not taken up the task of strengthening the car, then likewise the car cannot be fully utilized. In this case, however, the deficit is due to a lack of energy, not a lack of understanding. One of the side effects of the strengthened car is an increased potential for spiritual illumination. In such instances, the luminous body of the car literally radiates more light. The inner light is usually not visible except in the rarest of instances, but those who are psychic can see this type of light quite clearly. There is also an interesting benefit gained from building the car. Once the car has autonomy, it can do all kinds of things, like travel in other dimensions of consciousness to gain insight and knowledge. This activity can be quite rewarding to the alchemist. I remember my first own encounters with a master alchemist in the other realms. He continues to this day to be a great source of insight and encouragement. The digit. As the car builds in strength, there is an alchemical task that the alchemist can undertake. However, this cannot be accomplished until there's enough energy in the car, since the act takes tremendous energy and intent. The task to which I refer involves the digit. The digit is the central pathway of the chakras up the spine. As energy is progressively moved upward, there is an accompanying expansion of awareness. This movement of energy up the digit is sometimes referred to as the act of raising the digit. The power that drives the energy up the digit is nothing less than the Shakhem or life force. The term usually means that which makes things erect. To better understand the profound effects of raising the digit, it might be helpful to take a look at how the chakras filter perception, since they are radically affected by the action. Okay, I'm going to stop there today because the chakras is a long reading. And then tomorrow, no, Monday. I might not wait till Monday. I feel like maybe smaller episodes, but more often might help us get through this part. This part is the part of the book that's the hardest for me. It's just so much stuff. I want to get to the woman's story, but I have all this to go through first. We have to go through this. Let's see how it's bad for me because it's what is technical terms and explanations. So I have to do it in a way that doesn't bore me or feel like work. I'm sorry. So that's it for today, guys. I don't know if what I talked about today helped, but I hope it did. And my own little insights. Oh, all these insights I'm getting, and I know it's true in my being, but I haven't seen reflected in my reality. I would like to know the outcome. The outcome, yeah. Not the end, because it'll be more insights and more outcomes and more insights, and it'll grow and it'll grow and it'll grow. But yeah, I'd like to see the outcome to know that, yeah, you got it right. At least for your journey. Anyways, did you guys have a rough solstice yesterday? Did you guys have to face frustrations like I did? Or what was it for you? Was it blissful? Did you feel loved and light? I don't know. You just never know what these energies will be for different people because everybody's at a different phase and stage. Did not think it was going to be heavy, child. And it took me out last night. Okay. So if you went for the walk yesterday, I was like slogging through. I felt like it was so heavy. Like the wind, like the air was heavy. I call it like walking through molasses. I just wanted to sit. Um, so that's how I felt yesterday too on the walk. But today felt a lot lighter. So I'm hoping tonight is beautiful for me and blissful and full of beautiful revelations of the next steps, to my living my heart's joys contentedly. Yeah. Anyway, guys, so have a great full moon and we'll talk again soon. If not Monday, before. Remember, you are loved and you are loved. Be gentle with yourself. Take time with yourself. Forgive, accept, understand yourself in the increments that it comes at the right pace for you. Anyway, have a great day. Have a great Friday and a good weekend. Bye, guys.